it's a lot going on. It's cutting up outside. Can I put this right here? So it won't slide. Yep. All right. Hey. You know, it's funny you call me Rafiki Blue. That's so, I love that. That is beautiful. Given that Blue was my nickname when I was a little kid. Well, Little Blue because my daddy's nickname was Blue. But thank you. That just brought me back to my little kid stage. Come on in. Hey. Hi, 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 y'all. Come on in. Hey, y'all. It was an Afro confessional. Shout out to all my members and everybody who is watching. Come on in. I wanted to talk to y'all about, was your daddy dark, 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 like blue black? Because that my daddy was blue black. That's why they called him blue. I mean, it might have been other reasons why he was called Blue Child. Oh, y'all is outside having a ball right now, and there's a lot of protective energy here right now. So, funny enough, I had been working with Oya over some time for some time now, and she just so happened to be here today. And today felt a bit ominous, and I was trying to figure out why. So I just want to give y'all an update about some things. Hey, y'all. I hope everybody is well too. I want to give y'all some updates about just a couple of things. Okay. I'm getting back into the swing of like really, coming back into the channel and really digging in on creating content for y'all, being on the lives, hanging with y'all, and just really accommodating y'all as best as I can when it comes for when it comes to me being able to render services of any kind. Whether I'm dropping free gems or I'm doing things on the membership side or I'm doing stuff on my site. I wanted to update you all because I'm getting reminded of how things used to be when I was the Mystic Circle. And I used to let a lot of people run over me. I used to let because I did not know the power of my voice. I did not really know how to speak up for myself. And sometimes simply just speaking up for yourself is just telling it ain't, us as black women, we always get the assumption that we always pointing fingers and our necks is rolling, and that's not always necessarily true. Sometimes standing your ground and speaking your truth, using your power, is simply just telling somebody, hey, look, you hurt me. Or, I didn't appreciate that. Why did you do that? Doesn't have to be, always putting your hands on your hips and going in and doing all this other stuff like it. I'm really getting tired of that narrative from our own people and outside people, and it's getting a little played out and it's really redundant. With that being said, I just had a little incident with a former mystic, and the reason why I say that is because I think it's best that this person would just part ways. And I'm saying this because I want this to be a loving place of caution for everybody who was watching. This also includes other people who have businesses. As long as you are walking in integrity, do not let anybody think they can punk you or handle you any kind of way. Not only that, but let me just say this to some of y'all. This, and if a hit dog gonna holler, it's gonna holler. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I I don't say nothing, but don't think I don't know. There's some of you think you own the readers that you go to. You think you can tell these readers and these practitioners things like I support you and I buy stuff from you. And, I just got a very nasty email from somebody who assumed that I wasn't answering their emails. Like, and then when I'm realizing, God said, why don't you look at the email that she's sending it to? And I look at the email that she's sending it to, and it's the email that's actually built within the site system that I don't use, which is why I always tell y'all either go to my site and go to the contact us button, or go to mysticcircle24 at gmail.com. I've been having mysticcircle24 at gmail.com for as long as I've been having this channel, which has been years. Okay. My son is 6. So about almost what we've been on this channel, maybe 4 to 6 years. I've been having that email for about that long. I've told y'all, and I know and I don't mind repeating these type of things because I know new people come in, you know, and you got to get them acclimated to how to contact you. I also have been telling y'all on my site, because this is a new site, and it's less than a year old, and so I'm always telling y'all, or no, it's I think we may have made a year, we might have made a year, I'm not sure. The site might have made a year, but I'm always telling y'all, go to the contact us button. If you don't know my personal email, I try my best to keep all these things in the description box. And let me just say this to y'all. Though I may not, me personally in this mortal body, may not know everything, I do understand that I also have human tendencies to where I may assume some things. But in that assumption, if I am truly proven wrong, I have no qualms about apologizing to anybody. I make it about my business to humble myself so that I can be able to walk in love, walk in light, and walk in integrity. But I got a really huge problem with somebody, anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you from. I don't care about no rep your city. You can throw up a gang sign with your feet. I don't care. When you come at me disrespectfully, you're gonna have an issue with my ancestors. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You need to be careful how you treat people that you receive help from and genuine help from. You understand? And so I want to be frank with y'all because, this kind of triggered me. And the way that it triggered me was not the way that I thought. It's not an anger. I don't feel angry. I don't feel a rage. It's a disappointment. It's a disappointment because it's like sometimes people will, let me y'all, sometimes people will sit back and watch you, and I'm having to really understand that just because somebody is seeking help from you does not necessarily mean that they're gonna have your best interest at heart, because they're receiving a genuine service or they're receiving something from you genuinely. With that being said, I'm going to put up this warning one time. Anybody who comes to me to receive any type of, I don't care what kind of service or product, if you have ill intentions, I don't care if it's jealousy, envy, you heard my candle cracking, I don't care what it is, you are going to suffer greatly for coming at me disrespectfully when all I did was be respectful to you. When I told her that her assumptions hurt my feelings, she responded by telling me that not only was I projecting, that I was projecting, and then she gonna tell me quit being negative. And something came into my spirit, and I'm not gonna say it here because I don't want to be disrespectful. I heard it. I heard it loud and clear. And right then and there, I said, God, I'm gonna let you handle this situation. When I say I'm gonna let God handle this situation, God knows what I mean by that. I am not going to tolerate, and I'm gonna tell y'all this very. And this person was a member on the membership side. I don't care how many products you done bought. I don't care how many readings you done bought. I would respectfully ask any of you, whether you are a member or not. I could have $100 membership line, and that person could have been a member in that $100 membership for a year. I don't care. If I gotta get rid of you for any form of disrespect on my end, for that you disrespected me on this end, it's gonna be 10 of you that's gonna pop up that's gonna be righteous to take your place. I don't have time to be quiet on disrespect anymore. I did that when this channel was called the Mystic Circle. I've done that. I've done that already. I have done that already. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna allow anybody to burn me out. I am not gonna allow anybody to. I'm not. I'm not. So I'm gonna be checking the membership. Hopefully, this person will get the message that I would just lovingly wish that you would depart in peace. If not, I'm just gonna have to block them because I'm not going to. I'm not in the energy of doing it. Not only that, but I sent them a message letting them know, and I'm like, maybe she didn't see this email for her to be coming at me like this because I responded back to back twice because I realized that she was sending it to an email address that I can't respond to. And I was like, and then I had to let her know, like, I wouldn't be able to respond to it, you or anyone for that matter, 4114 in the building. Like, because I can't respond to this email. So, for her to assume that I had a nasty tone, and y'all have to understand these things. You can't, it does not help either party to assume an ugly tone when you can't hear somebody's tone. Now, you can feel aggression. If you're intuitive, you can feel the aggression, especially if somebody's telling you you're projecting. What am I projecting? It was really, y'all, if I showed y'all this email and I'm not, listen, you know, it would have to take God to tell me to release some stuff like this. But back in the day, when I started getting burnt out, that's when I knew I started getting burnt out because I started putting people on blast. Y'all remember that I used to be posting stuff on the community board with proof, and that's when I knew I was like, okay, this clientele side is burning me out because that's when I started having to put stuff out and voice it through anger back then. That's when I knew I should have been taking up for myself a long time ago. So I'm learning now that this is the time, if nothing else, this is the time, um this is the time to really start taking up for you. Listen, I don't care if you are at a 9 to 5 job. Shout out to everybody who is putting it down on a 9 to 5, especially if you feel like you're being taken advantage of and all this other stuff. I understand, bills gotta get paid. Like, I understand all of that. And I really do. Y'all have to understand, I really am saying this from a loving place. I don't wish that woman evil. I don't wish her, I don't wish her I don't wish her evil. I'm just letting y'all know as an example because I understand my position now. I understand my position now, and I understand that, I'm gonna say, I don't want to say unfortunately, but I'm gonna say, you know, that I understand that everything is not for mass consumption. I get it, and there's things I don't say to y'all. There's things I don't share, and of course, and the things that I do share, there's good things that has been happening to me that I have not shared with y'all. Why? Why should I share it with y'all? I know some people who are jealous that are watching. It was 1444 on the clock. I'm not gonna share everything that happens to me that's good. People don't need to know my business. I don't share everything that's bad that's going on either. It ain't everybody's business. Some people will kick you when you down. Some people will say Hosanna right now, and an hour later they be, "Ooh, girl, I wonder who she was talking about." But this and that, and people will try to make you look like the villain. Either way, if they don't like you, you're gonna be wrong. You can't do anything right in somebody's eyes. You're going to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not living and I'm not subscribing to anybody else's thought processes of me. However, I got to let y'all know these things because I run a business and I'm not about to have nobody out here assu- under their own assumptions trying to tarnish what I have rebuilt. Order of the Mystic Healer was rebuilt out of the ashes of the Mystic Circle, out of the hell that I had to come out of, an abusive relationship that I survived, abusive and toxic friendships that I survived because I was so doggone naive, thinking that everybody else had the same type of heart as me. I'm not painting myself as perfect, Patty. I'm far from that. But I did have a problem with a people pleasing spirit. And what I'm saying is I understand that things like some things like this, I'm learning that God will allow for me or actually nudge me to share these kind of things with y'all as an example. A lot of y'all need these type of examples. Also, how to respond. Some of y'all are gonna have to lovingly respond, and take the high road. Some of y'all are just gonna have to stand y'all ground, and you're gonna be the villain either way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the villain either way. People don't like when they are put in their place. They don't, especially when they wrong and they prideful and they don't like to apologize. Let them, excuse my burp, let them deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Afro confessional, I don't think it was hidden animosity. I think it was something else that was hidden. Because, let me tell you something. I could pull cars on it right now. But I'm not gonna do it because I know what time it is. I know different frequencies of spirits when I feel it. And that's the thing. You got to be careful when you going to people and you getting readings and getting help for them people for your situation. Do you know you can undo what they have done on your behalf because you're trying to treat them like crap? You got to be careful. You have to be careful. Some of y'all got spirits, certain entities working on your behalf because of the person that is on your side. Not, and I'm just telling you that. Not saying you ain't got pulled, but some people are in different rankings than others. And you got to be careful how you treat people. That's why I'm telling y'all, I do my best every day when I go into the matrix, which means outside of my comfort zone. I can be going to the store and I could be having a bad day. I really do be trying my best to not, you know, I try to force myself to smile, not to be fake, but just kind of like uplift my spirits, man, because we all are fighting a different kind of animal. You don't know who is going through what. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know who you coming across. That person that's in the line in front of you could be your breakthrough. The person in the line behind you could be your worst nightmare. You don't know who's around you. And you gotta walk with God and act accordingly, bro. And I'm really letting y'all know that this year I am not tolerating no kind of bull. I don't care who it's coming from. I'm just letting you know that right now. I'm not. I am not about to, and any form of slander. I'm letting y'all know this right now. Y'all, hell ain't full, no. It's still hungry. I'm letting you know. And I'm just telling people gotta come correct and come right. We all are working. We all are working works in progress. But in order for you to keep, going up the ladder, we must, we gotta correct ourselves. We do. We have to correct ourselves. And I just, again, people think they can get comfortable with you and think they can. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Some people think because they trade off a service for money, like they can pimp you or talk to you any kind of way, like you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And that's like folks who think that they got power. Well, you need me. You need my dime. You need me. I don't need anything. God will provide for me. Do you know that there right now might be circulating in somebody's possession? And I pray This would be so bad for them, God. I'm not trying to. Oh my God. I'm not trying to speak no ill on nobody, but that semi, what is that, $1 billion ticket that somebody won in November last year, it still has yet to be claimed. Could you imagine being the ticket holder of the winning ticket of what, over $1 billion lottery winner, and you can't find the dang ticket? That would be somebody's worst nightmare. But yet, if God wanted to bless me and take me away from this whole entire channel, God got so many different avenues to give unto my bosom. So that lets me know, by that lady even saying that to me, was that you felt like you had some kind of power over me because you brought a product or products, or you bought my that you would bring, that you would get services, card readings done from me. That would, and that hurt me even more. I was like, wow, this is really disrespectful. I was like that. Y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wanted to be angry, but I couldn't. Like, I was, yo, this is how I know. This is how I know I didn't grown. I was literally trying to hold on to the anger, and I was like, I can't be angry, but I was hurt. And I was disappointed, if nothing else. I was disappointed because y'all have to understand something. I had been helping this lady with her situation. And that's what really hurt me. I was like, and for her to, when somebody is mentioning something like that to you, when I'm telling y'all on Mad Date, you got, listen to me. Listen to me. For those of you who are on the job, on the business, and is in relationships, either or all three, watch this year how people talk to you. 22 on the clock. Listen, this year is an open portal for throat chakras. Watch, pay attention to what people say, and intuitively scan your body, and ask God for outside discernment to scan their body, so that you can get a proper interpretation, so you can get the spirit of what they're saying and why they're saying it. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something. On Mad Day, when people like that say things like that, that is a form of control and manipulation. Anytime somebody brings up something like that as a means to make you feel some kind of way, that is the spirit of control and manipulation. I don't care who it's from. They could be from my mama. I'm gonna tell you what it is. All I done did for you, that is not right. It's not. And I'm telling y'all, I'm being real with y'all. Y'all, and I feel proud of myself, but yet I'm kind of like, this is how you know I'm healing from trauma, because I'm over here like, I'm proud of myself because I didn't respond the way that I would have responded from a broken place. But then I'm like, I feel guilt or shame for not being able to respond the way that I would have normally responded. Am I making sense here? And I don't know. It's like I see my growth, but then it's like, how can I explain that? Like, y'all have to understand, I was fighting with myself. I was literally trying my best to grab on to some form of anger. But I just couldn't. I couldn't. Bro, this is the weirdest thing ever to me. I couldn't. I couldn't. Love to you too, Darlene. Like, I couldn't grab onto it. I'm over here like, oh my God, help me. Because I really want to be mad right now. I really want to be angry. I really want to rip somebody. But then I'm like, I can't, like, I didn't feel it. I couldn't grab onto it, y'all. And honestly, I'm not saying that I'm immune to anger. Every emotion has to be respected. Every emotion is a valid emotion. You have to respect it and then place it accordingly, because even though your emotions are valid, because you have the right to feel, it does not negate the fact that you may also be in the wrong. You understand? And so, some people can get angry over nothing. And I think what I'm trying to get at here, is it's very dangerous to assume something. And um, what I heard in the email was what I heard in that email was, why are you not answering my emails? And though she asked me, was I not getting them? I had to understand again, y'all, this is going I really, I'm not trying to trigger nobody. Y'all, when y'all deal with people, especially older people, that you can tell they nice nastiness mirrors somebody in your family, you kind of can pick up on that really quickly. You know what I'm saying? You know how like, if a, you know how like some people's ministry turns into being able to navigate people out of narcissistic relationships, because that's the whole of their life. they've been they've dealt with narcissists all their life, and let's say their parents are narcs, and so they end up like building this ministry off of survival. So how do you come out of this? How do you survive narcissistic abuse? And those people are unnecessary. You got other people who survive domestic violence. This is whether this does not we're not going to limit this to a gender. We're to either or gender, okay? But I say all that to say, it's like, how when you got that one person in your family, preferably a mother or a father that you didn't had to deal with, or a sibling like you had to deal with most of your life, they had this toxic trait. And it's like, so because you've been exposed to it all your life, you can pick it up like that in other people. And though it's kind of hard to stay unbiased, right? What helps you is the fact that you're immune, but then you can still see it, you can still sense it. That's what that conversation was for me. I seen something that I'm used to seeing, and that's why I think that I really couldn't respond in anger. It's like, i'm gonna be I'm gonna be real, like I it's real, because even though it triggered me, not in anger, it triggered me. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I felt like I wanted to hide. Oh man, who is this for, God? I'm about to cry. Cause now I feel like this is like an inner child issue, right? I don't know who this is for, and I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna be real vulnerable. I know I'm an emotional gangster, so hold on. It triggered me, and I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. The trigger that I felt was not. It was not. It was not anger. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. As much abuse that I have really encountered throughout my whole life, and not just one form of abuse, I have survived multiple forms of abuse, including sexual. And let me tell y'all something. It back in the day, it would have been easy for me to hide in anger. But even back then, when I would get angry, I would keep it to myself, because I was always afraid of letting my anger out. If that's it's like forcing yourself to stay David Banner, because you don't want to turn into the Hulk. And so I always, did like this. And I noticed something, that I was trying to grab on to the emotion that I'm used to hiding behind, but it wouldn't stick. Like, I was grabbing, like, oh, okay, well, all right, you flying away. But then it was like, this overwhelming energy of disappointment came on me, and I just was like, God, I can't. I'm not about to do this again. I'm not about to go through this in my life. I don't care, professionally or personally. I'm not gonna do this. And I'm fighting, like, I don't want to make a video, but then I want to make a video about this or whatever. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna go live. I'm just asking for your blessing. Whoever this is supposed to touch, I don't know. I don't be knowing. I did feel an unction to just speak your truth. Stand your ground, speak your truth. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, the meat of the matter is, if I reduce that disappointment and my feelings being hurt, it really brought me into a place where I wanted to hide. And so I don't know who this is for, but I feel that God is getting ready to show you something about your inner child. God is allowing a trigger that was hidden to come up, you know. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. Though I could tell that there's something there, you know, with her. There's some things there, not just one thing. There's some things there. But I'm gonna say this: I don't have nothing against that lady. I pray for her. I pray for her because I don't know what she may be going through on that side for her to do what she did. Though I'm not tolerating no foolery, and I still would love that she would depart in peace. But I pray, I like I told her in the email, go in love, dear, because nothing good is gonna come from this. Nothing good will come from this. You know, I'm not gonna put my energy into being negative or low vibrational. I'm just not, you know, there's a difference. When you gotta stand your ground, you gotta stand your ground. And God's gonna have call you some days to be firm. And some people gonna be like, well, you know, she thought she was talking to you any kind of way, whatever, whatever. Sometimes you're gonna have them moments where you got to lock in and be like, look, don't jump. And then, you know, you may have to be in your goon energy. And then there's times when you're gonna have to be in God energy, and just choose your battles wisely. And this was the time that I'm like, I'm not gonna be in no goon energy, because this is not, it's not for me. It's not calling for goon energy. But I noticed that this trigger had something to do with anytime I feel like someone is, and the fact that she's older than me is what got me. You know, because you be expecting stuff like that from these little youngsters. But you know, disrespect comes in all shape, form, sizes, and age groups. So you can't limit disrespect. You know, and respect goes that as well. Some people try to throw their age. You know, let's talk about that, because that's big in society too. That's and unfortunately, that is something that plagues the black community. Y'all know when I use the word black, I'm talking about melanated, us melanated people. So please, you know, the word police out there, just know I know what I'm saying, but I always tell y'all, for lack of a better word, I'll just use black. Black meaning limitless potential. That's my version of black for my people. Okay. And the truth is, you know, that's an unspoken thing. You know, people in our community feel like they could naturally be disrespectful to you because they're older than you. Some people feel like because they got age over you, they have automatic seniority, and that's not the truth. You don't know somebody's age in the spirit. You know, you could be younger than them in the spirit but older in your body, and that means nothing. You know, that means nothing. And you know, I'm not, I'm not asking for y'all to bash nobody, but I wanted to share this because y'all gonna have to, you're gonna find different ways to stand your ground, but you know, God will even use evil for good, and to show me a trigger point as small as, I almost want to say, when somebody, you know, and that's a form of gaslighting, to tell somebody that they projecting when it's not a projecting. It's not a projection. I mean, that's what I meant to say. It's not a projection. It's not a projection. You know, and so it's like, in all I get an understanding. And it's like I'm at a place where, you know, I'm like, okay, God, I see these triggers coming up. I see these triggers. But this inner child thing is no freaking joke, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. If you thought that the dark night of the soul, from healing from the immediate wounds that cause your traumatic awakening, bro, that inner child healing is that's beast mode. It brings you down. It reduces you back to wham wham, like You literally feel almost defenseless when your inner child is triggered. And when your inner child is triggered, it ain't gonna always be in anger. I think that's also a misconception. Some people may have this anger energy, but that's a misconception. Anger may actually be covering up something else. Some people may feel that they use forms of anger to back people up off of them because they do feel unprotected, and not cared for. So they feel like they got to walk around macho to keep people from messing with them, and that's their shield. And the truth is, underneath that, it's a wound that can't heal because it's open, right? And so my the way that she triggered me was like, okay, I can't be angry. I've evolved from that being the thing. And not only that, let me just say this to y'all. All my life I've never had an anger issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was the type of person to just be, something don't go my way, throwing stuff, and just like, I never been that kind of kid. I've never been that kind of adolescent. I've never been that kind of adult. What I have gotten angry, of course, throughout my life. But the way that I chose to use my anger was never to hurt somebody else. That was always a fear of mine. And that's why I say to y'all, I made myself stay David Banner. But the fact that I kept it bottled in ended up hurting me. And that's why I would overeat. I was overweight. It was all kind of stuff that was happening to me because I wouldn't let it out. But and now if I would have let it out in in a bad way, it would have hurt everybody outside of me. And it comes out in other ways, passive aggressive energy, whereas you don't want to sound that nice nasty energy, that stuff like that. I say, we I say all that to say I'm seeing, some people will sit back and watch where you are, and they would try to see, if they could trigger you, or they listen. Y'all, I'm about to say something, and I really am not projecting this on anybody specific, but I gotta tell y'all something that my prayers that it help y'all, because it's been helping me. I've been noticing, and this is the pause and the stop of the last sentence. I'm continuing it with this. I've been noticing how mind control is real. I've always known that it was. I've done very light studies on MK Ultra mind control back when in my young 20s. Like, I've studied symbolisms and different things. God really had me prepping for a lot for this time, for such a time as this. And I always grew up, even as a kid, I always had an affinity for occult knowledge. Always. Always. I could be able to look at a symbol and not know what it is, but know what it is, if that made sense. Like, since I was a child. And so anything hidden or taboo, I would be the one running toward it. Now, mind you, given the background of the religious energy that I grew up in, a lot of people was, running away, and I was running toward. And so, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all on something. I I'm gonna be really real with y'all on something. I have been noticing how people's diets can affect their vibrations. Of course, that's normal for us to know, right? But I've been noticing how people's what they intake, what they eat, how it opens them up to be easily used to harm somebody else. You got people who may be sending monitoring spirits to see what your triggers are, how to get to you, how to mess with you, that kind of thing. If they can't do it to you and you vibrating too high, what's going to end up happening is they are going to end up they're going to end up using somebody else. And if that person is not eating the way that, that in a healthy way that will support their own body system of upgrading, light codes activation, that kind of stuff. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, some people may have to start on a pescatarian diet until they get to wherever God may bring them, for them to get, upgraded and whatever. We can don't judge people. That's one thing. All of a sudden you vegan and now you got to be the judge what's on everybody's plate. That ain't for you. You don't know what God may be telling this person how to eat, and that for them may be the way that they upgrade, right? But there is things where people just vibrate low. They eat in a low vibration. It's a sluggish energy. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love Louisiana. I love This is my home. This is me. I have rich history here. Montreal, La Louisiane, through and through. But let me tell you something. This is one of the reasons why the mindset here moves extremely slow. It's stuck. It's at a halt. Okay? It's the foods that people consistently eat that has little to no nutritional value, and it keeps you sluggish. You can't grab on to nothing. You understand? And so when you got people, you don't know who is around you that can be easily manipulated by low vibrational energies to try to come in and push your buttons, to try to make you fall off a square. And a lot of people can be used. Think about it like this. Agent Smith off of The Matrix is the equivalency to some of these people out here. And it's funny because that came to me after my situation happened. And I'm like, you know, some people are not putting emphasis on their the lifestyle that they lead when it comes to food. And so God is making us aware of the things that we are intaking on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? And it's we all have to be careful. We all have to be careful, you know. So I'm just at a place. I understand, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not in the business of excusing bad behaviors. I'm not. However, I'm learning, in all things, I'm gonna always turn things over to God. But I'm also learning, what to respond to and what not to respond to, if I have to even respond at all. And so that's my thing that I'm at right now. And you're gonna have people that's gonna try to test you, that's gonna come and try to make you feel bad for saying what you said or stand your ground or whatever. And it's like, again, like, you can do this in the place of love and light. People still gonna try to make you be the villain. People are still gonna try to make you, feel bad or whatever. And the truth is, I wasn't even coming at that lady like that. That was the truth. I wasn't even coming at that lady like that, but I did let her know, and I consulted with God before I even created that email, and I was like, God, this really is hurtful, because when I read her email, I was like, something is off. You know how, like, there's a difference between, okay, maybe I should not assume, because I see this could be like just a normal email, to, okay, I could say I can't assume, but the way that this is worded, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Especially when you heard a person's tone over the phone more than one time, you start to get to know their personality when they come to you and different things like that. And I'm like, yeah, I no. And like I said, it was disappointing. If nothing else, it was disappointing, and it did hurt my feelings. It did hurt my feelings. And so, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody that they hurt your feelings, but you best believe you better watch how they respond. You better watch how they respond to you. Because if a person is really being led by God, they ain't gonna respond to you in no ugly way. They not. And people have their bad days. You know what I'm saying? Folks will know how to make it right. They will know how to make it right. They will. They don't know how to make it right. Oh, you had big anger issues, Afro Confessional. Wow. Oh, wow. That's what your ex used to do? It's all, yeah. I did the best, hey, I did the best I could. I responded the best way. I knew how to respond. And, the gaslighting was just real. And I was thrown off. I was thrown off. I was thrown off. I was like, okay. I was thrown off. I was really thrown off. And, you know, I'm going to I can't wait to tell my story fully so I can finally lay this whole marriage thing to rest because I'm gonna tell y'all something. People manipulating the law or the justice system to try to get back at you for leaving them is real. Okay, I want y'all to, and I'm saying this right now because I want this to be documented. People using spell work. Let me tell you something. I ain't been saying a lot when it comes to I have not been saying a lot when it comes to the marriage that I just got out of, but I'm gonna tell you, there's been a lot of spiritual work that had been going on. The fact that he's from Africa, I already know he was on the phone talking to his mama and getting work done, or maybe she was doing. I already know. Let me say this: you let people dig their graves. Let people dig their own graves. It can be hard to just sit back and let it pop off because it looked like God ain't doing it, but you let people dig themselves into their own graves. You let them. When you are in something and you're not appreciated and you're treated like crap, and then when you leave, they're angry and mad that you left because they can't manifest off your energy no more. Oh, she didn't find her power because she didn't find her worth. Let me do something to her or let me do something to him. That's why I say you can't win with people like that. And it's okay. Take your loss, which is you winning by walking away. Let people do what they're going to do. Because whatever they're going to do is going to backfire and quickly and swiftly, quicker than you believe. Doing spell work on the cases, thinking I'm stupid. I see it. I know baneful magic when I see it. I just want to share that with y'all. Somebody out there needed to hear that. You ain't crazy. But it's like, how can you can't tell the court system stuff like that. They don't know how to handle those things. The court system can't handle things that are spiritual. They handle the mundane things. Not only that, but his occupation is IT. Ain't no telling what these type of people listen. That's why, y'all, I'm trying to tell you right now. When you play Boo Boo the Fool, it goes in your favor. But when time is up, time is up. And that means you ain't got to play Boo Boo the Fool no more. I listen, this man is trying to get full custody of my child and then gonna say he wants to put me on child support. Cause you can't support your own self. That's really what's I'm telling y'all what's happening. That's what he's trying to do. You haven't even sent me not one child support payment. You haven't helped me with this baby. And yet y'all hear him in the background running around having a good old time. That's because my child is cared for. He's definitely loved. And it's trying to make me move back to Arizona. Trying to have the courts to make me move back there. I'm telling it all because I'm tired of being quiet on it. And this is me calling my power back to me. I'm tired of being silent because this is a form of abuse. And when you got people under spell work, it's foul. And then it's going to try to claim my child on taxes when you ain't did nothing to contribute to the wealth. You do know that is against the law. To try to claim a child you don't take care of, even if it's your child. I don't think people know that. It's not about who files taxes first. You can't prove that you was taking care of this child. You can't claim taxes on that child. That is the truth. They ask you when you do taxes, where this child staying in the same household as you. If it's a no, then how are you going to claim them? We already know how some of the folks do. Hey, let me claim your child. I'm going to break you off a percentage. Y'all know how people do. But this is not the case here. This man can't even have a sound conversation. He can't communicate. But this is what happens when you are a narcissist and you're egotistical. And you can't live on your own. So you try to use your own child as a means to try to make somebody suffer financially. I can't suffer. I'm with God. The sufferings of this present time is not worthy to be compared to the glory that's going to be revealed in me. That's being revealed in me. And I'm not saying this from a cocky place. I'm saying this in a place of confidence. I've already came out of those tests. It's time for me to live in the overflow and the glory. And y'all, though I'm not going to lie to y'all, these type of things, you got to speak. Listen, y'all, I say this, you got to speak your truth even if you are afraid. Even if you feel afraid. When you're not used to taking up for yourself, you are going to get those familiar butterflies in your stomach. You know, you're going to have little parts of you saying, shut up. You know, but the truth is, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you got to say it for everybody to hear it. So when the time comes that something happens or something, proof. Right here. Proof. Y'all don't know what kind of demons anybody be trying to fight. Literal demons. And I come up on here smiling, product making. I love what I do. I do it because I love it. But y'all don't know what I got going on behind the scenes. So when I be asking y'all to pray for me and my kids, there's reasons why. Thank you, Paula. He can go to prison for that, and he will. He will definitely go to prison for that because he was also receiving stimulus check money for kids that weren't there. My children. All 2022, it was going to a bank account that I took myself off of, but it was for my children. You don't have these kids. So now he got stimulus check money that was mine. That's another type of fraud. And I'm going to say allegedly on here, but he presented different bank accounts. I only got one bank account. Why you got 6 and 7 bank accounts? Because you doing something, allegedly. I'm no fool. Because I know he probably watched my channel. I don't care. And I'm saying allegedly for legal purposes. Because I know what time it is. He's doing his best to use the system, but what he don't know is he's been watched. He is being watched. He don't know he's being watched, but he's being watched. There's investigations all around this mug. Trust and believe that. God is a very good investigator. And y'all have to understand, man, like the horror stories I heard from my kids, and I remember coming home from work at night and seeing my children's faces and stuff like that, but they wouldn't really tell me nothing. And I used to ask them and like pry and probe them, and sometimes they'll tell me a little bit, but they wouldn't go in detail. And it wasn't until they knew for sure mama was not gonna leave and go back that they ended up telling me the whole truth. Kids are very smart. They like, I ain't about to tell you the truth, then you go back and we gonna be stuck with this, and for sure. Cause see, God will hold you accountable for knowing that your children is going through certain things they shouldn't be going through, and you staying with somebody. God will hold your feet to the fire. Listen, listen. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all be very careful. I would not advise anybody to marry anybody overseas. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. As bad as I've heard that person talk down on his own country and then come here, it's like I don't get it. I don't get how a lot of these people be having so much pride in their bloodline, but then like they talk down on the very bloodline that they prideful about. And it's like I be having questions like, and it's not to be disrespectful. I really do be having real questions like, why you want to come here, so bad. Like I be saying to myself, a lot of these people don't like us, but yet they want to come here, and this is our country. And I be saying to my, and it's not a question to be degrading. It's a real question. Why come here and live amongst people you don't like? I don't. I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. That's like that's like a racist white person moving to Africa. Why would you? I don't get it. Like in my mind, and it's a real y'all. It's a real question. I'm not being funny, and it makes me want it. It just I don't know, man. I maybe that's just the curious part of me that wonders how people tick or what. It's just and the thing about it is people come here thinking they gonna get to live this American dream so they can prove a point to people back there in whatever country they come from. This could be all over the world, and then when they don't obtain that, they get bitter, and it's like, yeah, they wanted to become this huge thing so that they can look back and say, "Hi, I told you so." But that's the reason why God will suppress somebody and keep you very small because it's your ego. God is not going to support that foolery. And this earth's energy, this earth's atmosphere, this earth's vibration is not supporting that low vibrational crap no more. And that's why you have to evolve or it's a no-go. You know? I don't get it. Thank you, Sweet Pea. I really do appreciate your prayers. I know. Um Mystic Iffy. There it's trust me. Then they come to him to get help. Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate, y'all. It is. It's unfortunate. Um, I just, and that's why, you know, I'm I know sometimes, y'all be I know sometimes I'll be coming on here like, no, I don't want to date. I just want to be single. I'm like, no, I'm gonna just try myself a date out of. And you know what? I'm glad that I'm vacillating between the two in front of y'all, because this is what real healing looks like. Some days you wake up sure, some days you wake up unsure. I'm not in this. I'm not in the vein of promoting a clean cookie cutter style healing journey. You know, I mean, I could stitch a bunch of videos together of me drinking coffee in one setting and meditating in another setting and hiking in another setting, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful, and that is real, and that could be a part of a rich, beautiful life. But there are sides to this healing process that it ain't cute. It's gut wrenching. It is very snot coming down the nose, crying type of, to the point to where you exhausted, you cry yourself to sleep. And those parts, they're real too. You got your ups, you got your downs, you got your ins, you got your outs. You have your positives, you have your negatives, but nevertheless, it's a journey. And you know I'm just, I am at a place where it's like, again, and I did think, I was like, you know what, when I be talking about this dating life and how I be telling people I don't want no dating, then I might come on like 3 videos later be like, yeah, I'm a date again, blah blah blah, or I'm dating. I just, listen, people are gonna look at you however way they're gonna look at you. I can't be enamored with people's opinions of me. I can't care. I don't want to care. You know what I'm saying? And the little Libra side of me, a little part of me still cares. But the truth is, just last year, I cared a lot. And compared to where I'm at now, I really don't care that much. If I mean, I went from caring like this and letting it run my life to like, okay, well, I mean, you're valid to think and feel how but I'm not gonna let that run my life. And so that's where I'm at. And there's parts of my life where I don't care at all. I can care less. And so I'm learning. It's I'm learning, y'all. Ain't nobody got the blueprint to be an adult. Ain't nobody got the blueprint, on how to really live. This is all a skip to the loo, my darling experience. You know, one moment you're gonna be told to walk sideways. The next moment you're gonna have to walk, skip forward. You know, the next moment you're gonna be told to do the cha-cha slide. It's all unpredictable, you know. And when I say all unpredictable, it's because you don't know how God is gonna have you go. And so I'm just, y'all, I just really, and I can feel like, I feel something like literally just dancing on this end of me. I'm my prayer, you know, by the time I get off of this live, that me myself, that I'm liberated from any, me and my children are liberated from any energies that don't serve us, that is being projected toward us, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And again, I tell y'all all the time, I ain't perfect, Patty. And that's why I'm glad that I have these moments that y'all get to see. Okay, well, we can see she's grown, but she may have something yet. She's still, working that area out with, and y'all, coming from what I had to go through for the last 10 years, I'm going to be extremely honest with y'all. I'm going to be real with y'all. And listen, y'all don't know his name. I haven't dropped his name. Y'all know me under Rafiki Simone. Y'all don't know my real last name. So my thing is, you know, he would be the type of person that would see this and be like, yeah, can we sue her for defamation of character? Like, it's stuff like that. No, you can't, nigga, because I ain't drop your name, I ain't drop your address, nothing. And it's, again, like, you just grabbing at straws, like, you bitter, you grabbing at straws to see what you can do to hurt me. But God is for me. God is definitely for me. And I said what I said. God is for me. And so it's just when people just don't know how to just be amicable. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all, I all of this happened. I asked for amicable separation or divorce in the beginning. I didn't ask for separation. I asked for divorce, and I did ask for an amicable split. God knows I'm not lying. My daughter, who is watching over me right now, knows that I'm not lying. I tried to sever ties as lovingly in the beginning as it all came down to this because of him. And this man has tried his best to make me look like a monster, a liar, and a manipulator in the courts. Do you hear me? And I just, child, listen, y'all be very, very careful. Don't be quick to just yoke up to anybody. This is why healing is important. This is why healing is important. So you can start to, if you still believe in the love of marriage, the art of love, and you still desire it, this is times like this, you want to work on yourself so you can call in somebody who is at least on your level, who won't be giving you this combative energy in this. Because I'm telling y'all right now, it is important. Do you hear me? It's important to heal. It's important for you to heal. And though it is scary showing y'all parts of myself during the healing process, it I'm gonna say this. You know, let me gather my words first. I am I'm not gonna lie, I am working through the energy of being extremely afraid when it comes to relationships. You know, we say these certain things like the dating pool got pissed in it and all this other stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That is that is a humorous approach to describe what's going on in the dating world when it comes to singles. The truth is, it is extreme. It is scary. I don't know how to feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. So that's why I vacillate between, you know, giving it a try and then retreating, and going into hermitage. And every day, y'all, every now and then, y'all hear me bring these type of things up and I talk about it. And so, my prayers, I always hope and pray that when I say these things, that it's helping somebody, that you yourself don't judge the way you healing by how you seeing somebody else heal. You don't know. They come on these channels smiling and giving y'all these videos, but you don't really know. You haven't seen the pain. You haven't seen their tears. And it may look like all is well in their world, but they could be fighting some serious demons. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't just their own inner demons. These I'm talking about demons in the form of people that's trying to destroy them by any means necessary. You don't know what anybody is fighting. So, you have to be careful for when, you are looking at somebody and you looking at the way they are healing and I wish I could be like that. Now you sure? Are you willing to go through what they went through to get to where they at? Let your admiration stay at admiration. Don't allow your admiration to turn into jealousy or envy. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. You know, I I'm scared. Scared of it. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of. I don't. I'm not. Oh man, I don't know how to put it in words. It's like you're not afraid of new love. You're afraid of old pain. That's what it's like. It's you're not afraid of new love. You're just afraid of old pain. You're afraid of going through this. Regurgitating this whatever that was that hurt you. You felt that thing, right? You made you want to die. Like it made you just want to give up on life. You don't want to feel that again. It makes you ball up. It makes you be like, oh my gosh, this person could be a great guy or a great gal, and you just don't want to take the chance because all you can think about is what you had to heal from. That one that took you however many years to heal or however long time for you to heal. And and it's sad because sometimes pain and hurt can stifle your growth if you don't take care of it. If you don't nurse that wound, and get the problem out and heal it from the inside out, it can be a detriment to you. And so it's like, oh my God, thank you. I love you too. It can be something that is really like I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. You know, I gotta tell y'all the truth, man. You know, we shouldn't live in regrets. But I do regret that marriage. I don't regret my children, but I do regret that marriage. And had God would have allowed for me to do it all over again, I would have never responded to his DMs. That's the truth. I would have never. I would have never. This is a classic case of if I could have had the same kids with a different person, it would have been cool. And that's why I say, I can't live in regret because what's done is done. Whatever karmic cycle I had to serve with that person is served. And, that karmic cycle, because I'm talking spiritual here, I'm talking spiritual here. And so, I am definitely done with that karmic cycle, and spiritually is what matters the most, believe it or not. That's what matters the most. And spiritually, I've served my time, man. I've served my time, bro. And I'm guilty of enabling bad behavior, because the truth is I never thought I could get anything better than that, and that wasn't good at all. And what I was getting was not. Y'all, man, y'all, please, bro. Like, my prayer is that that we all heal in such a way that we can come out of feeling unworthy, because I grew up all my life feeling unworthy. And this is what has allowed people to really just step on me and stomp me into the ground. And now that I know that I not only am I worthy, but I'm more than enough, I humbly approach God's throne with grace. And I ask for what I do believe I deserve. And I deserve a beautiful life. I deserve a bountiful life, a blessed life, an abundant life. And I deserve beautiful friendships. I do deserve a beautiful relationship. And I don't believe that God will withhold any of these things from me, especially as long as I'm walking upright before him. And God know that's why I say I'm grateful, man. I ain't perfect, Patty, but I am, I got to be real. I got to be real. I think I've showed y'all more than enough flaws. And you know, and I'm just I'm really I am in a place. Like I'm just in a place where I gotta be guided. I gotta be guided, man. I gotta be guided. I have to be guided. I gotta be guided. I ask for guidance. I ask for direction. Cause child, you don't know. You don't. People can come to you with a smile, and you don't know what they got behind their back. You know. You don't know. And so and I can understand why some people in this world would turn cold. Because they've been done wrong for so long. You feel like you got to take up this, you know, goon energy and just stay in goon energy. Some people go to sleep with their armor on. Some people go to sleep with their armor on. Some people don't take it off. And that's like I'm hearing this whole thing with like black men saying how, black women are walking around here with in masculine energy, and how they don't understand that a lot of this is forced. How black women has been forced to have to take on more of a masculine role in order to pick up the pieces. And so it's not that a lot of us want to just be walking around in masculine energy, and that's the truth. A lot of us do want to be soft, and a lot of us are afraid to even speak out the fact that we want to be soft, because we're some of us are in fear of being made fun of or gaslit. A lot of us want to be soft. A lot of us want to be soft. And so I'm just grateful and thankful. um I'm grateful and thankful that God is doing something and working on my behalf and working on the behalf of my children. I can't see it, but I just know that God is working. That's what I do know. God is definitely working. God is When I say God is working, God is working. God is working on my behalf. And um I sit before y'all today as a survivor. I've survived many things, including attempts on my life. And I ain't dropping no names. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying what I have survived. And I'm going to say, if it had not been, I know it's cliche and it's so churchy to say it, but it's true. If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, where would I be? Because if God would have gave me over to my enemies, I would have been in a grave a long time ago. But God seemed fit to spare me and spare my children, and across all space and time, across many lifetimes, God has chosen to spare me. And it must be because I have some form of a purpose on my life. And though I may not be able to see the whole of the story, I am grateful and thankful enough that God seen me valuable to keep me from hurt, harm, and danger. I'm grateful. I really am. I'm grateful. Let me see what y'all saying. Right, Paula. That's the thing. Like who wants to be an ice queen? Like people really take on that energy as a survival mechanism, and it's sad. It really, and a part of you be like, when you go through it and you heal, you do have sympathy for the devil. You do. You end up kind of having sympathy for the devil, and you be like, you know, you're still wicked and you're evil, but I can understand why you operate that way because you didn't heal from all the hurt and the pain you went through. And the truth is, like I said, villains are not born, they're created. And so it's just the dichotomy of it all. You know what I'm saying? It's dang, who does want to be an ice cream queen? You're right, Paula. Who wants to be an ice queen? Yeah, I get it. I get it, El Boogie. Sorry about that, Boogie. Thank you, Paradise J. You said someone sent a spirit to you last night, and you got they butt was. Listen, CS. That's another thing too. You know, people are on their last legs of sending these spirits and stuff. Don't like I said, don't think it's strange. You gotta understand these spirits be knowing who you are. They see who you are. 444 in the building. These people be seeing who you are. I mean, them spirits be seeing who you are. Them folks will send spirits to you, and that spirit be like, "This who you send me to attack?" Hell nah. In my little scrappy voice, and they'll turn around and be like, "No, you wasted my time. Oh, nah, we ain't attacking this person. This, you don't know. You don't see who this person is. We see." You know, and again, that's why I say, man, you know, when you walk, you gotta let God, man, my God, you know, just help me stay in compassion mode, man. 'Cause, I really am doing my best to really, you know, again, I'm trying to find the healthy line between, you know, not excusing bad behavior, but also being in deep understanding. And the lines can sometimes get blurred when you are empath and you know, are you have a natural ability to help people. You have a natural want to help people, and people, you know, unfortunately, people see you and they take advantage of your kindness. A lot of people, when I travel, you know, when I travel out, and even just by me living, you know, on the West Coast for the last 5 years, you know, how some people would ask me where I'm from, they hear a little accent, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, you from the South, you from Louisiana," and some people just assume that you dumb because you from the South, like you so slow you can't catch on. And you know that's hurtful within itself. You know, they think you a country bumpkin, you can't see nothing, you don't know nothing. But the truth is I couldn't see when I should have. I ignored a lot of red flags in friendships and all kind of different situations, man, because I chose to see people through the lens of how I wanted to be seen, which was I'm friendly. You know, you don't have to be alarmed with me. You know, love me, please be my friend. You know, I like you. Do you like me? Like that's not how life is. That's not how life is. People prey on folks like that. I was, if anything, I was gullible in the sense of looking at people from how I treat folks, my stomach, thinking, you know, that I would get that kind of same treatment or love in return. I'm done. I'm done being people's cheerleader and it's not reciprocated. Yes, I do things out the goodness of my heart and the kindness of my heart, but I won't be in any relationship or friendships anymore with anybody, that including family members, everything. I am not going to be in any kind of friendship or relationships that does not reciprocate. I'm not going to do it. That, if nothing else in my life at this time that I know for sure about me, about what I will and will not tolerate, is that if reciprocity is not in the recipe, you will not get a baked cake out of me. I will not bake you a cake. It's not. That's the main ingredient is reciprocity. There's no way. No way. I think I know what you may be asking, Paradise J. I think I know what you may be asking when you ask, do you ever travel in the ocean? It's funny you ask me that. I won't answer that on this live though. If you ask me again on another live, I will. I'll answer you. Yeah, yeah, Paradise J. You almost became an ice king. I understand. And when I say I understand, I'm saying I understand what you're saying. And people people got that word understand too. Just because someone understands you does not mean that they can relate, right? Understanding somebody's not necessarily equating to relation. You could say a sentence. The cow jumped over the moon. Did you understand what I said? Somebody can say yes, but they may not be able to relate to that because if you seen it, if you seen the cow jumped over the moon and they didn't, they can only understand by what you're saying, but they can't relate because they didn't see it or they didn't experience it. I just want to put that out there. I'm doing stuff strategically, by the way. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, it is. 2023 is the year of many things, and not just reciprocity, but that is one of them. Yes. Yeah, Amina. Some people end up becoming what they have negatively experienced, and that's the test within itself, right? You know, when we say, is somebody going to be able to survive this, or will they succumb to it? And to be honest with you, that's how some people are. That's how they succumb to their situations when they don't overcome. And it's kind of hard, bro. That's why I said, it's a fine line between, you know, a deep understanding and then, being assertive and standing your ground. Like, you know, it's like, you don't want to be enabling bad behavior, but then it's like, you get it. You can see when you really start healing and you looking at somebody, you see why they always trying to attack you or whatever. It's like, and I'm not trying to degrade nobody, but it makes you feel pitiful for them. Like you feel pity for them because you start to really see how much of themselves they don't love, and it's like you pity them. Like damn, they got a lot of self hatred going on. You wouldn't be attacking somebody else if you loved yourself. So many people who they make it their daytime job to just be a hater, and it's sad, but I guess somebody got to do it, right? And like Cat Williams said, if you got 10 haters, you need to be trying to figure out how to get five more before the summer hit. I mean, that's all cool and dandy, when you get, but for me, I just be like, just leave me alone. Like, I'm not bothering you. You're not on my mind. You're not consuming my thoughts. Like, I'm over here, living in love and light and really just doing my best to add loving energy to the collective so I can receive the same energy that I'm putting out, bro. Like I'm really am an unbothered chick. Like I have a simple life. Like I am not, like I don't demand a lot to be happy, and I'm just in my own lane, minding my own business, and it's just, it's like damn, child of, something ain't right with folks' minds. Woo. Yeah, yeah, Mina. Right, Mr. T, I pity the fool. It is hard to love an enemy. It is. It is. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It is hard to love your enemies. I think that's probably why the reward is so great when you do. For some of y'all, it ain't even about love. For some of y'all, it's about forgiveness. Some of y'all trying to jump through so many hurdles so you can just be healed already. But the truth is, healing is a lifelong process. You know what I'm saying? And when you make peace with that, then you'll be able to just take every day as it comes, you know, instead of thinking that you're going to get to an end all be all and be able to stand, on a high rise, elevated, you know, floor and just be like, yeah, I healed. I did the training. I'm done. I got a certificate from life. And it don't work like that. Healing is a lifelong process. And for a lot of people, and I can only speak from me. A lot of people, if I can be honest, it ain't even the love your enemies part you getting hung up on. It's the forgiveness part, because it's easy to hold on to what somebody did to you, especially when you ain't did nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's painful to be done wrong unjustly. But you gotta understand, man, when these people get time and time again to make stuff right with you and they don't, it only ends worse for them. So I do my best, y'all, and I tell y'all I do my best. I do my best to lovingly release people as best as I can. Some days I want to. I have times where I struggle to put things down, and I'll be like, man, God, I'm gonna take this step toward forgiveness and healing concerning this person and what they did to me, or that person and what they did to me. When I look back on my childhood, even when I suffered through molestation as a child, you know, I got there's y'all, it's so much stuff that I could go into as an example, and I could sit here and say, I forgive you. Now, I will say this: if that person triggers you, that does not necessarily mean that you're still in unforgiveness. Y'all, this is a process. You can forgive somebody and they do something to trigger you. Remember, these people are trying to learn you and know and trying to get to know your buttons. But God is getting his children in a place where we can become more immune to these things. And it's sad it's got to be like this. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It is sad that it has to be like this. But it really is what it is. You know, it really is what it is. Um, it's unfortunate. It really is just unfortunate. See what y'all saying? Congratulations, Paula, for healing. Keep doing the work. It's lifelong. It's lifelong, sis. Okay. Oh, Lord. Wow, Paradise J. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny you bring that up about what you just said about preferences and dating and stuff like that. He was your preference, but you wasn't his preference, but yet he was lusting after you. That's because that be the hidden agenda mess. Yeah, see. I never been the girl that's I've never been the girl that put out I want tall, dark, and handsome. I'm a very short girl. I'm a very short woman. And so to have somebody that's very tall standing over me, hovering me, the thought of it as I speak to y'all right now gives me a form of anxiety. Really don't know if that's a past life thing, like if some Nephilims got a hold to me when I was like in a faith life, or I don't know. Like I don't know what that is. I can't really pinpoint in this lifetime what it is. Like my brother is 6 feet, and that doesn't bother me because he's my brother. But um, I have a tendency to get around men who are taller than me, and I do start to get a feeling of anxiety. I don't know. I don't know where that comes from, y'all. I don't. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that anxious. I don't know where that comes from. And maybe it's because of having to look up. Like I don't know. I wish I could tell y'all what that was, but I never got a I wasn't that kind of girl who wanted something tall, dark, and handsome child. And if I did, I was really really young, and I was only following the norm at the time. And trust me, majority of any relationships that I've been in, they haven't really been that tall over me. Majority of the my firstborn's father is over 6 feet. But that was a different story. I knew him since we were children, since we were kids. So that energy comes a little different. But I don't know about this tall thing. So I don't know. I don't see how y'all be wanting somebody tall, child. When them women be like, I want somebody 6 feet. I get it if you're a woman that's like 5'9", 5'10", five. You yourself 6 feet. I understand all of that. God gonna give you what you need, honey. And trust me, we can make a list all we want, but the one who's gonna come knocking on your door, whether male or female, that list will go right out the window when they the one, the perfect one that God had for you. And trust me, that love, that deep, profound love will kick in. And you be like, what list? But I don't, I don't know what the correlation with a man being tall. I don't know what that's about. I don't. 35, 35. I don't know. You want to climb up them a tall, sexy child. That's y'all. Oh, that's what it was for you. It was intimidating for you, Enchanted Pisces. I don't know why. I don't know. Like when I to see somebody really tall hovering over me, it's like, oh, whew, I don't know what that's. Child, I don't know what that's about. Your work crush spoke to you today. Oh, so you was projecting onto me, huh? Let me say that about projection. You was projecting onto me then, Paradise J. Cause you was the one who kept telling me my husband gonna be bald. My real the man God got for me. I remember you used to tell me that he's gonna be bald. No, man God for you is gonna be bald. Mm-mm. Your man gonna be. I don't care nothing about no bald hair, locks, fades. I don't care about none of that. That ain't something like that ain't something I'm like that's not a problem. Hair, it's okay to get specific. It's okay to have your preferences and stuff like that, but my preferences is how do you handle tough situations? Do you prefer to go to bed angry or do you prefer to work it out? Are you mature enough to say, "Hey, look, I see we can't come to a resolution right now because emotions are high. Let's sleep on it and then see if we can visit this in the morning, or we can visit this tomorrow." Are you the type of person that, is going to give me silent treatment? You know, I understand, people need space because I'm that type of girl. I'm that type of girl. I might require space as well as, the significant other requiring space. But are you going to use these things as weapons? Like I look at preferences. Of course, you want somebody attractive. You want somebody to be attractive to. But to me, what may be attractive to me may not be attractive to you and vice versa. So for me, you know, uh, outside appearances, that's subjective. But I want to know how you handle situations. I want to know, you know, in the thick of it, are you on mad day? How you gonna talk to me? How you gonna treat me? A lot of listen. Let me tell y'all the secret, men. A lot of women want a man who knows how to lead. A lot of women do not mind being submissive. They want a man so they can be they want a man who knows how to lead righteously so they could be submissive so they can take the back seat because righteous submission with a woman is a soft life for that woman. So, I think the convolution comes from what type of definition they put on the word submissiveness. Some men can only see a woman being a housemaid and being at their beck and call, and that for them is submission. You understand? So, you know, um, that may not be what that woman has been called to be in your life is your maid, and so accountability has to be there across the board wholeheartedly. And God is good nevertheless. Enchanted Pisces, you said a tall person is handy when you can't reach up in shelves to get something. Child, I understand. I don't discriminate against tall people. I never. Uh, when I say tall, anybody who's taller than me is tall. So I mean, it's okay. It's cool. Excuse my burp. It's cool. Anybody taller than me is tall. I just whoo, who wants something 6'5"? Like let me stop. I don't want to put out no energy of discrimination. Because who, it's the heart. It's the heart. It's the heart of the package, and that's the truth. It's the heart of the package. You know what's funny? You saying sex is not the most intimate thing. It's true. 46, 46. It's true. Intimacy is definitely not sex, and a lot of people don't know the art of intimacy. A lot of people don't know the art of intimacy. Um, and a lot of people like to throw that word sapiosexual around very loosely. They heard somebody say it. They read it in somebody's bio on social media. Now, just like the word narcissist, it's a household name. It's thrown around commonly. And the truth is not everybody is a sapiosexual, because a lot of people are surface. A lot of people are surface. A lot of people are surface. A lot of people can't stop updating folks about their lives on social media because they're addicted to what people's gonna say under the comments and how many likes they can get up and popularity. And y'all listen, stuck. It goes deep. Because you look good on the outside and you open up your mouth and speak, and it's like, whoa, nah, whoa, nah. Yes, Alpha Confessional. You right. Um, I, you know what's funny? I seen somebody like that. Um, there was a guy. There was a guy that I had came across in my life, and I didn't jump the gun with him or nothing. And it was sad to see how he had reduced himself to his outward appearance. And God forgive me, but this is my truth. I could not help but think of how much of a turnoff that was for me. I was like, wow. So what happens when your looks fade? Then what else do you have to stand on? And this goes for women too, but I was just thinking like, because a lot of women trump themselves on being beautiful, but it's like, one day you're going to get crow's feet. You know, that the abs ain't going to be there always. So what are you going to do? What you going to do when agent come for you? Bad gal, bad gal. What you going to do when you can't stand on your physical assets? And, and then when you get that man or that woman off of that, then, can you keep them? So we can go on and on with this, y'all. Right, right, Paradise J. And that's the thing, like, you're gonna have times where you may go to sleep upset. Yeah, you may go to sleep mad. You are entitled to go to sleep, have a way with your way, but if you come in to work in with somebody, you really gotta work through things, for better, for worse, richer for poor, till death do you part, blah 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 blah. And it's like when you, man, that oath, 144,000. Oh, okay. Okay, who watching me? Um, you know, I repent. I repent and I take my power back and I cut any and all cords from that Roman energy of till death do us part. Death ain't got to part me. You know, death ain't got to part me. So it's like this is one of the things, like, I think I think that's also going to be something on the rise too this year, y'all. We're going to start seeing people get married in unconventional ways. Everybody ain't going to be running and go and get a traditional pastor. Some people are going to be opting out for other types modes of marriage due to having to say that death do us part. Something is not right. There's a tie there. It creates something there that is just not. godly. I don't know what that, you know, I don't know what that is. I don't know. And I don't know who came up with the standard of wedding vows, but mm, yeah, we getting ready to see some more unconventional marriages take place. Wow, Paula. Right, it is a soul contract within itself, and as a contract has began, it can't expire, and it does. Boy, I got 40. I got 44 around me, heavy 444. And I tell you, God, I do not take it for granted. I'm grateful. You wish beauty was seen through the heart, then, well, all right, I'm about to get up off of here. Um, oh man, I am. I'm about to get up off of here. They swapped blood. I don't know, Paradise J. I don't be watching the reality shows no more. It's been a very long time. Um, I went through a series, very long time. I don't know nothing about no swapping blood and going to Green River Paradise there. Ooh, ooh. It sounds ooh, that sounds real serious. Yeah. So all right, babies. I hope this has helped y'all. I know I touched several things in here, but my main focus was just letting y'all know, you know, um, to really lead a life where you choose your battles wisely, how to respond, um, how to respond. And I am definitely grateful and thankful for life and breath. I'm just grateful and thankful for the hand of God. Um, God is shutting up your enemies this year. God is also, I'm telling y'all, I'm not playing. Though I see prosperity and jubilee for the righteous, I keep getting these visions of coffins and the lids are open and it's lined up. God ain't playing this year. A lot of people have been warned and wouldn't quit, and I'm just, it makes me sad. It does. It makes me sad. It's like people are really risking their lives to just stay vindictive and ugly. And some people don't. Let me tell y'all this before I go. Do you know just by them the way that they are operating in this foul, demonic, devilish energy is a defiance to God? Because a lot of these people operating like this because they don't believe there is a God for them to answer to. Some people think, some people believe there is a God, but they are higher than that. And it's sad. It's sad, man. I'm telling y'all. Some people really do feel justified for doing evils. All right. Didn't resonate then, but now it makes so much sense. So I'm itching, child. My leg. Oh, I just. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Peace out. I'll see y'all next time. I love y'all. Paradise Joe, you're cutting up. I'll see y'all next time. And much love to y'all. Much peace. Much protection to the righteous ones. Love and light.